Welcome, kings and queens, to another episode of Unapologetic, your number one podcast.
That's a great idea, bro. Like, what do you mean?
Damn, bro, people got, I get, you got to get your credit, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up. Because you don't really hear that, you don't really see,
and it's,
that type of networking and collaboration. You get what I'm saying? In different worlds of business. And I feel like that is what others need to see and hear from people like you and me. I ain't gonna say we're grade A, but we're striving to be that.
But that's man, that's really it. And I think like that's a big part of what, like, when people talk about growth and building and all this stuff, like all it is really holding yourself accountable and trying to be excellent and trying to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to. And also like making sure you engage with the right people, man. A lot of times I'm not gonna let you put like even with the relationship that I had in Maryland working with those other artists, I still had to break that relationship off because they didn't have the best intentions with their work and how they operate. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of the money that come with that, I still was like, I can't operate with y'all because that's a risk. You know what I'm saying? That's like true. I might be making money today, but it ain't no guarantee that I'm gonna get this contract working with y'all next year because of how y'all operate in business. I'd rather not even take that risk.
Speak all money ain't good money.
Yeah. All money ain't good money. You feel me? And all the people that, and this looks like this, even all the people that you work with don't even have the best intentions for you, let alone themselves.
That's true. Because you got to really be careful out here. Really.
And even this, and this is the one thing that people really need to understand, even if they already operating with big corporate, the people that I was working, the dudes that I was working with, they had already been having contracts and already doing this type of stuff. And I'm like, yo, you gonna mess your contracts up because you're not operating in the best form of business.
You just trying to get the bag. Right.
You're not even trying to get the bag because you get up the contracts. You got contracts with all of these people. Like we had a contract with Peloton. This was before. Yeah, this was before. Right. I did a tour with Peloton before Peloton was when Peloton had just the bike. None of the other stuff. It was just the bike. They didn't have no commercials. Right. But that relationship, like I was coming on to the team, so I couldn't lead that team the way that I wanted to lead that team because I was coming on to it as a newcomer. But I also am like, people got to understand like business and who you operate with and how you operate. It's like it's a lot of that is a lot of
right. That's true.
Knowing, bro.
That's true, bro. That's crazy. I did not know you were, man. Shoot, you full of surprises, right?
Man, I be trying to
full of surprises. But
hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I be trying to be humble, but I be walking with a chip on my shoulder. I be trying. I mean, because I'm proud of what I've done, bro. But I also be like, I have to tell people like you have to. I just, we all want a little bit of respect for what we've worked for.
Exactly.
But I'm never like, oh, I done did this, I done did that. I'm just saying, like, bro, I did that. But you gotta understand my track record too. And I think that's where
I feel like being humble is for those who don't understand the meaning of it. Don't be humble. Surround yourself around those that for real. Don't be humble. The reason why I say don't be humble is because if you always saying be humble, you will always put yourself at a certain level and you will stay there.
Yep.
So if I'm always
people will 100% of the time, not 100% of the time, most of the time, people that want to undermine you will undermine you.
Yeah,
because of the fact that you're not, it's just human nature. So it's like,
of course,
if I say that because and I say this for myself. You dope, man. I be doing my thing every time. When I was like, I be doing my thing. I'm dope. I'm like, I'm pretty good. Like, it was I didn't have as much net worth or as many sales. But when I was like, man, listen, you already know what it is. People like, yeah, man, I got to with you. And I was like, you gotta get with me. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I'm just reaffirming what you already know in a different type of way.
That's it,
you
bro.
And some people might take it as being cocky or arrogant, but I'm just saying you already said it. You already know. If I ask you, am I lying or is it the truth? You feel me? You can't be. I think that's what people kind of get mixed up. I'd be like, yo, we get myself really like. It'd be hard for me. I say it's not hard for me. It'd be hard for me to understand how people be like, man, I might hear somebody say, like, man, somebody say you cocky, you arrogant. I was like, they don't know me then. It's very simple. Like, and I
Exactly.
care so much for other people, bro. You have no idea who I am if you saying that because you don't. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, like you like. Do you know that I painted the shoes for Muskegon, and the money that I and the shoes that I painted, they auction those off, and the money go to the Muskegon Child Abuse Council.
I didn't even know that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Congratulations on that,
You
G.
ain't like
Bro,
this. You ain't gotta know that, but if you want to say that I'm cocky or arrogant or whatever it may be, it's kind of hard to say that unless you're really looking for both sides of the story.
exactly. Exactly.
You
And
feel
that's
me?
why I tell
Because
people, man,
because if you're going off of
do your
because if you're going
thing.
off of yeah, because if you're going off of you seeing that, did you go to look for the other stuff? Did you go to look for the stuff? Because I done did that with Muskegon for the last 4 years.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I
you
feel
know,
that. That's what's up, man.
so I understand when you say, like, bro, you can't, you being too humble is a bad thing. It's not
Yeah,
could be a bad thing. It is a bad thing.
it is a bad thing. Because I personally I killed myself doing that, you know.
I
And
did too.
it's like, man, come on, man. You're around producers like the Safari and Trina and all this, man. What you getting places but that I want to get into, man. Stop being humble. Be proud.
Yeah,
I
and
was
that's
like,
and a lot of that too is,
I had to tell myself
bro. I for real. I had to for real, bro. Like I got tired of being
that.
for me, bro. It was this. I'm gonna show you what it was. And I put this shoe back here.
Oh, it's a shoe. It was a shoe that did
It's
it.
a particular shoe because I was because when I painted it, bro, it was a couple things. I was living in Maryland, and the dudes I was working with, nothing against them, but you know, like
Right.
when you understand that people just ain't really rooting for you when you're doing certain things, like especially for people that like like they know the game, and I'm like, bro, this is so I
Exactly. Yeah.
posted this shoe.
What is that? What's that? Ooh, Mario and bro.
So I modeled this shoe off of the Super Smash Brothers video game.
That's
But
hard.
this design right here, this is a fabric, bro. I dipped this. I hydro dipped this design. And then I came and I hand, remember when I said I was trying to get to different levels? I decided to come back and
Yeah.
hand paint the pictures onto them.
That's hand painted.
Yep. But like
Bro,
airbrush, hand painted, all of it,
oh,
bro.
that's so cool. Oh man, that's so cold. Donkey Kong. Man, y'all
And
see
you
him,
see
man. Put y'all
I made
orders in.
the board, the back of the shoe look like the Super Mario board.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is the Sonic shoe. You know,
With
I
the
modeled
three
it around the
rings.
characters from the game. And they was like, yeah, bro, that's cool.
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, that's cool. It's 10 characters on this shoe. And you telling me that's cool, bro? Like,
That's
that's
cold.
bro, you feel me? Like, and y'all know what it takes. So that was a big part of why I was like, bro, I know that some stuff just ain't like you. I didn't need no validation after that. I ain't gonna say like
That's what's up. Talk your
I
talk.
realized that sometimes people just don't want to give you the credit that you deserve.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to tell them, like, bro, you got to make sure that you're being seen and make sure that you're being recognized because that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't step down and say, I'm this fucking dope, and somebody be like, you ain't that dope, and you be like, I mean, I'm not
Talk
trying
your
to,
talk,
I'm
G.
saying, like, it's not easy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it can't be easy, you know.
But that right there, that mindset helps, the people that's under us, our kids, the young
Yeah.
ones. That, like, for example, I do want to tap into the building that you're creating for young minds and to branch off and create their own legacy, man. That's dope because we have to stop biting each other's style. I understand that you learn from somebody and then you take the process and make it your own. That's cool. But when you do something exactly the same way that I see somebody, I got a problem with that now. Something ain't right with this picture right here, man.
Hey, man, that's you. It's let me put it like this, bro. I had to, let me say this. I really had to was what happened like maybe when I moved back to Muskegon, is
Okay.
I had to get rid of my skepticism because I understand that everybody don't think like how we think. And that's just the truth. Like,
yeah, of course.
And I had to be like, don't get me wrong. I'm not letting nobody make no excuse. I'm gonna call you out on your BS. But
Right.
I'm gonna ask all the questions to get to that point where I can do that. Because you don't even have to be, you know, you could be, let me put it like this. I can't get mad at you for not knowing something or feel like you should be treated or seen a certain type of way because you don't know. Or even if you're doing something a certain way, you might have a reason for doing it that way. But I do what you do at the same time. Like, man, you can't, that's why I tell people, you can't do this. Like I tell people, you don't need to start a clothing line and try to sell it in Muskegon. People are like, well, why?
Right.
Like, I was like, yo, I said, you need to make sure that you establish an online presence and try to put your clothes everywhere else in the world. Go make sure, if you put it in Muskegon, make sure you go to Grand Rapids, make sure you go to Holland, make sure you go to Detroit, make sure you go to Lansing, because that's what's going to get your. Don't make a Muskegon brand, nothing against it, but it's like you're limiting yourself. You're doing the same thing that everybody else has done. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and that's kind of where the model of it starts to, you know, you end up, it's hard to make that grow. If I would have just been customizing shoes the same way that Kendall did it, it wouldn't have been no reason for me to be in the game.
Man, woo.
You know,
that's so smooth. But was that the mindset that that made you think like, let me start, you know, let me rephrase this question. What made you create this, start going out looking for a building to create this organization? What is this called?
I give you, dang, I can't even say that. I can't say that yet. So it's like NBA type
I'm
stuff.
Trying to get him.
It's like if I say this, I put myself at risk. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me rephrase it then. What is it? What's the foundation? What's the structure of the building of what you're trying to create?
So the structure of it, man, is to be a safe space. It really is a safe space. So one of the biggest things that I always remember that if anybody was around me in my days when I was at Western is even when I wasn't taking classes and I stopped, you know, I was just working, I was just painting.
Right.
You know, me and my guys, it'd be just like this. I'll be sitting here painting, and we got to a certain point where, you know, I had enough space in an apartment, and the young lady I was with, we were staying together. Even when she, you know, we broke up, and I had, it was a lot of space. Nonetheless, right, but we would, you know, you could fit 13, 14 people in our apartment easily, you know.
Damn.
Yeah, it was big, bro. It was big.
Condo, bro. That's a condo.
You can see 6 people at the dining room table alone. You feel what I'm saying? 8 if you put 2 on the end. And then we had 3 couches in there. And a balcony.
3 couches in an apartment?
Yeah, bro. Hey, man, listen.
Bro, I made hell?
Hey, bro. I did this I found my gems, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I made sure that I had enough, but that made it so people started to come around. So it got to the point that, like, you know, our friends would just come over and hang out. And then it's like, man, well, let's get a drink. And then it's like, all right, well, such and such just hit me up. They about to come over. And then next you know, it became a gathering at the house. And then it became, well, we about to go to the bar. And we like, man, well, we got all the liquor here. Why do we need to go to the bar? Like, it's everybody that we know and care about is already here. Why do we need to go there?
Exactly.
So once we did that, bro, and then it became other times when I would be at the crib and they'll be like, and this is why this Drake verse always sit with me. He's like, you know, I can't even party while niggas pursuing this. Distraction to do you in the truest sense. It used to be, because I never forget it. Like, bro, you always working. Why don't you come out with us? I was like, bro, I got goals.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? And I was like,
no chasing.
But it's like, and it's like, but it was never. But let me put it like this: I had friends that understood that wasn't a shot at them. You feel what I'm saying? They understand, like, bro, you here because you really working for something. Not that you saying that I don't got goals. You just saying you trying to hit yours. That's why you here.
Right. Respect.
And I think, like, for me, bro, that's what created it. When people started to come around and the vibe that it created, and I realized how that followed me when I was at Kalamazoo, that followed me when I was in Maryland, that followed me when I came back to Muskegon and we was at the shop, that followed me when we left the shop and I was just trapping out of the crib. You know, I was like, people just need a space to go to be comfortable and feel free. That ain't the club, that ain't a bar, that don't feel like they're gonna be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Where they can relax and not be at home, and just, it's the energy, bro. And I just realized, like, God willing, I got a good energy, good vibe, but the space, the creativeness, the art, it make you feel inspired. So and I understood that for me, like, man, that's what I needed. I needed a place to go where I can just do whatever I wanted when it came time to create. Then I was like, so how many other people need that? You know what I'm saying? And then then it went into,
Wow.
and then it went into not even doing that, because this building, bro, I wasn't planning on getting for another 2 to 3 years. Because it wasn't going to be this building. It was going to be somewhere else. But this one just
Really?
fell into my lap. Yep. This one just fell into my lap. And when it did, I was just like, man, what do people, at the time, like, what do people really need? I was like, you know what, if it wasn't me, let me think for other people. Let me not think for myself. Like, I got all of this. When I finally got in the building, I'm like, yo, this building got way too much space for me. Like, I don't even know, bro. This building got right
He said
now,
just too much.
bro. I kid you not. In this building right now, you can easily have 10 people working in this building and be unbothered. 10 artists
Wow.
can sit in this building and paint and be unbothered. More than 10, to be honest.